the original art autographed by
Love
the owners
that.
of the restaurant.
Is that like from the 70s, 50s? When is that from?
The 2020s.
Oh. Okay, way off. All right then. Just 50 years off or 70 years off.
You know,
Definitely
it's
has
all
that
good.
vintage feel.
All right, so we are recording. You ready?
Ready? Let's do it.
Super excited today to welcome you to a brand new episode of Shut Up
And Thrive.
My name is Brandon Styll, and we are joined with the fabulous Debra Sunderland. Hi, Debra.
Hi, Brandon. You are adorable, and I love you so much. Thanks for being on this journey with me. Thanks for being in the studio and for hosting over and over again. I'm super excited to have our guest on. And so you are too. Tell me, my friend, what are you celebrating today?
You know, the last couple of times you've asked me this, I've had really great answers that were relevant to all of your work.
Yeah.
Today, I am celebrating just being overwhelmed. I've got so much happening right now that I don't even know which way is up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm choosing to think of that as a great thing. I could have nothing to do.
Yeah.
I could be like, I need to find something to do. And I'm so damn busy that like every time I turn my head, I'm just like, whoa. And it's a little overwhelming, but I'm looking at that as a blessing and taking day by day every little piece that I possibly can. I will be honest with you. I am painting my deck. I think the last time we talked, I was painting my deck. Yeah. This is the largest can of worms I've ever opened in my life.
Oh boy.
And I want to be done with it so bad.
Yeah.
And like everything is calling, and then like this deck, every time I like open, it's like an onion. Every time you do, it's like another layer of like, oh, now I have to trim the trees around it. Now I have to do that. Oh, I have to sand it. Oh, I have to do this. Like, and then it rains, and you can't paint when it rains, and so now you're on pause. So that's one of the things I'm celebrating is my mother deck that I just love. It is going to be so nice when it is done.
Yes.
And I'm like holding on to that, like when this is complete.
Yeah. We'll do a podcast out there and we'll show everyone the work you've done. Yeah. So beautiful. What I'm noticing is you are aware of what you're thinking, what you're believing. And that's everything, dear ones. We can stay in the overwhelm. We can stay in what's not working, or we can choose to look at it in a different lens, right? And so I love that you are aware, and I love that all things are for you and for me if we choose that, right? Whether the weather is raining and you're painting and it can't dry, you can't paint, whether it's you've got a lot of business coming and you're overwhelmed. I just want to appreciate you for sharing and being on this journey. I would love to share too. I've had some news this week, yesterday actually. I have been falling a lot. I don't know if you all know this, but for my brain injury, I've had a lot of falls in the last 10 years. I'm coming up on June 1st, 2013 is where I was fighting for my life. And we're almost celebrating June 1st. It will be 13 years. Is that right? Yeah. 13 years since I was put in a coma and not supposed to live. And since then, I've had 10 falls, injuries, breaks, both ankles, both feet, hip, pelvis, elbow, toes.
You should wear a helmet.
I guess I'm going to have to wear a body helmet. And it can get discouraging. And yesterday I met with another doctor, my 9th doctor, and he had done a CAT scan the week before, and we were talking about my neck. And he said, you know, your spinal cord is being completely surrounded by no growth, no movement, no space, I should say, no space around your spinal cord, around your neck. And it definitely could be why you're falling and don't realize it. And we have been thinking it's my brain injury. And So now I'm going to talk to a surgeon next week to see what can be done. Now I'm osteoporosis, and also because of my brain injury, not sure I can go through surgery, and also not sure that my bones can be fused together because of my osteoporosis. And it's a bit overwhelming. It's a bit overwhelming to think, I don't know if I can withstand another surgery and the long haul of that. And there's opportunity. There's opportunity to, okay, how could us be looking? How could we have been focusing on something that might not be causing my falls? And it just reminds me that perspective, when things aren't working as we had thought, or the way we want, how could there be many opportunities or different ways to view what is happening here? And I was really upset when I heard this, because I'm like, how am I going to get through this? How another, right? And so instead of fighting it and resisting it, it's like, okay, what's all for me? And this is one possible way. It's not the only way. And thanking God that I have amazing doctors, and just want to take it 1 minute at a time. So that's where I'm at right now. And so I just want to remind you guys, we I know I've been all been going through quite a bit in the last 6 years, and the world is going through a lot. And can we just take 1 minute at a time, breathe, and stay focused? Because we don't have tomorrow. We don't even have the next hour, as I know from my brain injury. And a friendly reminder, dear ones, to just breathe. So I want everyone to just breathe all the way in and exhale all the way out. Let's do that 2 more times. Be in your body. Breathe fully all the way in. And all the way out. And one more deep belly breath all the way in. And all the way out. And just a friendly reminder that breath is a gift, because you are a gift. We can't manufacture that unless maybe we're put in a coma and on oxygen.
Now, can I just say, if you are out there listening to this and you did not take a moment and take 3 breaths, hit pause right now and do that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll reset everything. It's amazing. Hit pause, take 3 deep breaths, and then check back in.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. It's changed my life, dear ones. It actually rewires your blood chemistry when you fully breathe, because 98% of the time we're not fully breathing, we're not conscious, and the body is in defense. The body thinks something bad is going to happen, something's wrong, you're wrong. And so we walk around in this world being in defensiveness, and we're not even aware of it. And that's why we're stressed. That's why we're overwhelmed. And we're not meant for overwhelm. We're not meant for stress. We're meant for peace, joy, and love. And the only way we can get to that is to stay in our breath, to stay present. And when we breathe, it rewires our blood chemistry and it slows us down to our present moment. And then we make better decisions from there. We can't make decisions that are for us when we're in overwhelm. So I want you to practice breathing all the time, especially when you're not stressed, so that when you are stressed, you remember, oh, I better breathe.
I learned that when you do those breath things and you're in a fight with your wife, she can take that as a passive-aggressive gesture.
Well, that's just maybe your wife, but not always.
Hold on. I just need to take a breath right now.
Yeah. Well, hopefully she's doing that with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Getting better at that heart hug.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Debra, I love you.
Thank you.
And I want to say that I'm sorry that you're going through all of this. It sounds incredibly challenging, and it's not something that you can necessarily control. And I think that recognizing the thing that you said that was really powerful there was, you said, how is this for me? And you said another thing. You said, I don't know if I can do another surgery, and it's hard. Like, that's a daunting thing. You can. And it ultimately, again, at the end of the day, how is this for you?
Mm-hmm.
How is it back go, you know what? It was that final surgery that unlocked everything in my life, and now I can do it all. It is a lot. I'll be praying for you for sure. And I know that you are strong enough, and thank God that they found this thing to at least understand what your next steps are.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I know God is with me. I know God is with all of us, whether you believe in a living God or not. He loves you. I love you. And you're amazing. So remember that you are like no one else in all of eternity to live as such a time as this. And so is our guest. He is an amazing, amazing, beautiful being. And I'm wanting Brandon to introduce him.
Yes, I would be honored. He's been sitting here so patiently listening to us gab about all the things. So excited to bring in our guest today. His name is Syon Dhana. Syon is an investment advisor, founder, and consultant focused on integrating wealth and wellness by helping individuals and families build with intention through alignment and clarity. He works closely with founders, connecting them with strategic investors and partners to drive meaningful growth. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Syon.
Yay! Yay!
Lovely introduction.
Thank you for being here. So what are you celebrating today?
Oh, it's very similar to Brandon's thesis, where I'm just trying to find presence and structure in this chaos. I had this visualization a couple months ago, actually, and I'm finally executing on it, where I'm in a desert and I'm trying to look for water, but I'm digging 100 3-foot holes instead of 3 100-foot holes. And now I'm finally structuring everything that I'm working on under those 3 kind of umbrellas. And it makes the chaos just feel a lot more doable.
I have the thought, I love the number 3. I always say it's not too much, it's not too little. I decorate with 3. I make 3 goals. I breathe 3 times. Like God is 3, right? And I love that you're like 3. Yes. And I wonder how it's not chaos. How could that be true?
How it's not chaos under the 3 umbrellas?
Just the opposite of our thinking. Like we normally think we're overwhelmed and there's chaos. I'm just wondering, I'm asking you, how could the opposite be true, that it's not chaos?
I'm still struggling with this.
I've had that look a million times to Debra. Please do not think anything.
So how can I restructure my mindset to show that everything's going on?
Because when we believe life is chaotic or my business is chaotic, how do we respond?
That's true. Yeah. I mean, it's just a mindset shift then, because I am defining it as chaos because it's a lot of different parts moving in all different categories.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like I said, under this kind of new mindset shift where I could organize all this mental clutter under these 3 kind of structures.
Yeah.
Versus 30
or 100.
So I know
it
you
feels less chaotic then.
I love it. So my want for you is, would you be willing to do some work on that right now with me?
Let's do it.
All right. So I want you to get,
I
love it. And this is for everyone, right? This is for me. This is for Brandon. This is for all of us. So I do it, right, constantly, because the unconscious brain, dear ones, is fighting for you to not win. The unconscious mind is fighting you to be in overwhelm, to be in defense, and to not grow. That's why you're not growing your business. That's why you have relationships that aren't thriving, because the mind doesn't want that. So let's do some work, everyone, on shifting our outcomes. And the only way we can shift the outcomes is to shift the invisible internal. So, Syon, I want you to go to the place I want you to meditate on. Gently close your eyes if you're willing, or look down. And I want you to be in that feeling, that belief that you are in chaos, that there is chaos. No blame or shame. I want you to just let your body, your mind, your emotions to believe you're in chaos, that it is chaotic right now. And we're going to speak to the part of you that believes that. Because, dear ones, we are more than our beliefs, but we want to get with the part of us that is believing something so we can hear what's really going on inside of us. So let me know when you're there and you're sensing that you're in this belief and the feeling of chaos.
Oh, I'm there. I can access it pretty easily.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, beautiful. So stay here, because when we go to our mind and get out of this, we won't get the shift. So again, no blame or shame. the ego is going to want to not let you see it. So if you can't see it, just say, I'm struggling to see it. No blame or shame. And I'm going to support you in that. Okay. So I'm hearing that is that I'm in chaos. Is that the word that you want, or is there a deeper belief you want to go after?
I think chaos is good.
Okay, beautiful. So I am in chaos, or do you want to say it is chaotic? Which one lands for you?
I am in chaos.
Okay, I am chaos. Beautiful. So this is just a yes or no. Write what you say. Don't let the mind wander. Is it true that you are in chaos? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. When you will believe you are in chaos, who do you become? How do you behave? How do you feel?
I become a more anxious version of myself.
And how do you sound when you're in chaos?
I sound a little more aggravated
Mm-hmm.
and have a higher temper,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Impatience.
less patient for
Mhm.
sure.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And what does your body look like? How are you moving?
Nervous system is a little unregulated.
Okay. Beautiful.
Need to take deeper breaths.
Mm-hmm. And what is your mind doing when you're in this state?
Going 1,000 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. And it's probably hard to hear a way out. It's probably hard to see a way out, and you're just kind of spinning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay. So how do you show up in making decisions in that place?
I am pretty good at grounding myself before making.
Well, I want you
major
to, you know,
decisions.
you're in the chaos right now.
I'm in the
You're on the
chaos.
chaos.
Okay.
What do you do? How are you making decisions? You're in chaos. What's it like to make a decision?
I procrastinate.
You procrastinate.
I
Yeah.
procrastinate.
You probably get overwhelmed and stuck, and you can't see a way, and then that like gives you like yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. And it probably doesn't feel great to be in that place.
Not at all.
No, not at all. And it is hard to see the next step in that space. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, good. Thank you for noticing. Anything else that you want us to know when you're in that state right
No,
now?
I think we covered it.
Okay, beautiful. All right. So I know we're just getting to know each other. So everyone in podcast world and Zion, I have a superpower. I can actually cut a little slit in your skull and take out that belief that I am in chaos. So right now I'm going to go in, I'm going to remove that thought, and I'm going to drop it to the ground and smash it under my feet. And I'm going to zip your skull, and you can no longer have that thought that I am in chaos. It's gone. You can't even go retrieve it. It is rewired, a new system, new programming in your mind. It is gone. Who are you without the thought and belief I am in chaos?
I actually feel 100 times lighter. I feel actually very grateful, like how Brandon touched on. Like, I'm grateful that I have all these opportunities for various work instead of the opposite, where I don't have much to do and I'm going crazy trying to find work.
Okay, so you're grateful, you're joyful.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw you light up actually. Your whole face, you sat up more and you smiled, and your eyes are actually sparkling right now.
I feel 100 times better. I told you it was a rough morning for me. So
yeah, so beautiful. So what does your heart say? Where does it want to take you in this space today?
I feel more motivated and clear to work more.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. And you're excited.
I am excited.
You can listen to what your heart is telling you now.
I'm ready to leave now and go straight to my desk.
Yay! Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so I love that. So now we're going to go deeper.
Okay.
Okay, we want to do turnarounds and 3 ways that it could be true. So one turnaround out of I am in chaos is I'm not in chaos.
Yeah.
And tell me 3 ways that that is true, how it's true.
I'm not in chaos because I am intentionally working on what I the smaller projects I need to be working on to fulfill these 3 larger projects that I'm working on, and I'm starting to say no more,
Okay.
which has been a tougher lesson for me.
Okay.
Because a
Beautiful.
lot of what I do is like startups would come, and I love advising and helping startups because entrepreneurialism is my biggest passion.
Beautiful.
And it has been tougher saying no lately, but I know it's for a bigger mission and something that will allow me to say yes more later in life.
Yeah. So you're knowing how to say no and what's for you and what's to say yes to when you're in that space.
Yes.
Okay. Beautiful. We got 2 more.
Okay.
How is it true that you're not in chaos? So you have basically clarity, you know what's for you, right? Is what you
Yes.
just said. How else is it true?
The way I feel.
The way you
Yes.
feel.
Yeah.
Okay. You're what do you notice about that?
I don't feel chaotic anymore.
Okay.
I feel clear.
You feel peaceful, I'm
I
guessing,
feel peaceful.
and
Yeah.
excited. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Creative.
Creative. Yeah.
Beautiful. How else is it true?
Sorry, just blanked out for a second there. I would say that you touched on it. I feel like more peaceful,
Yeah.
and we are what we say we are, right?
That's
And
right.
If I don't say that I'm chaotic anymore,
Yeah.
then I'm not chaotic anymore.
Yeah, I love
right?
that. So you're saying what I
shift.
was thinking.
Yeah,
It's only in your mind,
exactly.
right? Then you're in chaos, and that's not true. It is actually a lie,
Yeah.
right? Because the unconscious mind is a liar.
Mhm.
Okay, so we've got another turnaround. What could be another turnaround? Brandon, jump in if you could think it. So the opposite is I'm not in chaos. The opposite could be what?
I'm blessed to have this chaos.
Yeah.
Kind of what we're talking about. Yeah. I think your mind goes to this chaos is a bad thing. Chaos, typically most people don't like chaos. I thrive in chaos.
Mhm.
I need chaos. And so sometimes people think that this chaos is bad. And I look at it as, is it bad?
So
or is it
chaos
good?
is for me.
Chaos is for me.
So what's happening in the world is for me, or with spinning.
Everything
Yeah.
is for you.
Actually, what I'd like to say around that is shift that to the world is in chaos. And how could that be true? But how is it for you?
Yeah. It's also dependent on like how we define chaos, right? Because if we define chaos as like a negative emotion where we're all over the place, then yes, we're going to act negatively. But if we define chaos, like Brandon stated, is like, I'm grateful that my life is chaotic right now because I define chaotic as having all these wonderful tasks and work to do, then.
Yeah, you're right. So we're looking at the meaning of a word.
Yeah.
And the mind likes to attach meaning to words that usually aren't for us. So shifting and looking at how the meaning of a word, I get to decide what the meaning is to that. How else is that true? The world's in chaos. And how is that for you? Can you see a way?
The first thing that came to mind is like there's countless opportunities for me to do actionable tasks in this world. If the world is all these, like we said, if my personal definition of chaos is just having a lot of things to do at once, then similarly, if the world is chaotic, then I will never run out of work to have an impact on this world.
That's beautiful. Absolutely. I love that. And I have another thought. Could I share it with you?
Please.
Yes.
It reminds me of the 3 lanes that I talk about. My lane, your lane, God, the universe's lane. And we have a lane to master our thoughts, our feelings, our behaviors, and learning from our outcomes. That's it. And when we join in with the world's chaotic, whatever it is, the world could be even our family, the world could be our friends, the world could be the United States, the world, the entire world, right? The universe. And we try to control what is not ours to control. The only thing we can grow and create the outcomes we want is how we show up for ourselves. That's it. And so how could it be true that your lane is just to stay in your lane and to listen to what's going on for you and what's for you, and that's it? What other people think, feel, and behave is their lane, and how they want to react or respond to you is their responsibility, not yours. And whatever the world wants to do, right? God, the universe, we can't mess with that. And when we try to, it's a exercise in futility. How does that land for you?
I think the first thing that came to mind was just going with the flow,
Mm-hmm.
like not resisting
Mm-hmm.
and constantly being authentic to myself and my energy, and
Mm-hmm.
checking in with myself to see if what I'm doing feels right for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And when we stay in ourselves, we can do that. But most of the time, we aren't with ourselves. We're somewhere else. And we don't take time to be still when we believe there's chaos going on. And so we're not, the mind tells us not to be still. It tells us, keep going, keep pushing, keep running. And then we miss what aligns with us. We miss the wisdom that's already inside of us. And dear ones, I want you all to know resources are not outside of you. You are the resourceful one. And if we aren't taking the time every day in the morning, I always say the best time is before you start your day. Decide how your day is going to be. You get to decide how your day is going to go. You get to decide how you're going to show up for yourself, how you're going to show up for the people you're going to meet, whether you know them or not, right? And that's the opportunity to set yourself on a platform of success by being fulfilled with what's coming in the inside of you. How does that land?
I agree. I mean, I think your practice this like 20 minutes ago was a testament to this, because I woke up in a chaotic state and I perceived that as a negative, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it took 5 minutes for me to go inwards and reshift that mindset. And like you said, I feel brighter than ever again.
Yeah, I love that. You're totally, yeah. So dear ones, please practice this, because I know that Brandon has done this before, how is the opposite true? That is just something you can ask yourself. Take 3 deep breaths before you even go to your head and ask, how is the opposite true? Now, just like Syon, you notice he wasn't sure where to go with that, because the mind doesn't want you to see the opposite. So asking these questions, you were like, well, what do you mean? How can I? But actually write down the thought that's driving you bonkers, to not have peace and joy. Write it down. And then write down the very, very opposite of it. Because the ego wants to have a say in your life. It doesn't want to die. It doesn't want to die easily. So it doesn't want you to see its little lies. So write down the opposite, and then 3 ways the opposite could be true. And again, ask a friend to help you with this, because sometimes they're going to be able to see what you can't. Again, we need each other in order to grow. Brandon, thoughts?
You know, it's all stuff I've said many times here, but I really feel like the idea that nothing is good and nothing is bad. I think that we tend to categorize so many things as this is good, this is bad. And when you stop to think like it is, and how is it for me? Even things that your brain wants to categorize as this is bad, in the moment we want to say that, but we don't know what the end result is of that exact thing. And then back to the thing that I say every single week, which is the most powerful statement Debra ever said to me, was, what part do you play in a result you don't want? So that's kind of that opposite thing.
Mm-hmm.
When you when you're living in a to me mindset where everything's happening to you, you start feeling like a victim, and then that's bad. And the world is not for you, and you can spiral. But when you stop and go, okay, this isn't good, it's not bad, it is. The world's going to world every day. This is a result that I didn't want. How is it for me? And what part did I play in this result that I didn't want? And what can I do differently next time? It's not what can they do differently? How come this person? It's all centering it back to yourself.
That's right.
And those breaths and thinking about the opposite of something really locks into the idea that this isn't bad. This is. I can't change it. What I can change is my reaction, because I'm in control. And a lot of that is dysregulation, like you mentioned earlier. That anxiety that happens, this dysregulation. If you can stop and pause in that moment and take those breaths and recenter and regulate yourself. Thank those emotions for being there. Stop in that moment. It kind of takes you off of the idea of what's good or bad and go, thank you, anxiety, for being here. That's telling me something is going on. What is going on? And like, it's just breaking it down softens everything. And that's where you get your game plan. That's the thing. It's what part do I play? What can I do? It has nothing to do with anybody else.
That's right.
Everything has to do with yourself, because you're the only thing and the only one you can control.
That's right. I love that, because we lose our agency, we lose our power, and we play small when we're waiting for things outside of us to be different or people to be different. We lose our power. And so everyone, gain your power back. I'm thinking about, as you said that, Brandon, thanks for bringing all this up. And thank you, Syon, for playing this little game with us. I'm going to meet a new potential client today, and I gave her some questions to answer before we're going to meet today. And it's the same. I don't care what business owner I'm talking to. I don't care what industry it is. I don't care what people do. I know what their issues are, and whether they're going to be open to see it or not is the other thing. It's always our belief system. And she's a CEO of a large interior design firm, and she wants to grow her revenue. That's what people are about. I want to grow my business. I want to grow my revenue. You can't grow your revenue. Everyone, I want you to hear me. You cannot grow your revenue. You can only grow your decision making that leads to your revenue. So people look at numbers and they're like, ah, and they flip out. Well, if you're not getting the outcomes you want, it's feedback that you're being a victim, and that you're not being still. You're not listening to yourself. You're not listening to what aligns with you, and you're making half-baked decisions. That's all that means.
You're making decisions out of fear.
You're making decisions out of fear that are half-baked out. Right. I always say half-baked out of fear. And we're looking at what we have to get down the road, and we can't see what's right here, right now. So, dear ones, I want you to really take this to heart. I've been speaking about the invisible wins. The way we think, feel, and behave brings us our decision making, that brings us our outcomes, that brings us our revenue. So get your head out of the numbers and get it back inside of yourself. Your superpower is how you think, feel, and behave, how you show up, how you relate to yourself, because how you relate to yourself is going to be how you relate to your C-suite. It's going to relay how you relate to your clients or potential clients. And they can tell you if you're wanting to get something from them. And that puts people off if you're trying to get something from them. And that's usually where CEOs are. I'm going to get something. It's not a welcoming feel. It's not conversational. It's a block. And so we want to be open and transparent with our clients, with our potential clients, with our C-suite, because that's what's inviting. It could even be like, hey guys, I'm struggling right now and I'm trying to be present. My thought right now, my belief is it's chaos. And I'm going to do my work to see a new perspective. Teach your people this as you practice, because we all need it. No one's ever going to master this. You've heard me say this, like Michael Jordan. He was one of the best basketball players ever, but he never stopped practicing. So we got to practice. Every 4 seconds, our mind is going to be in chaos. But we got to come back to ourself.
Every time.
Every time.
Syon, you've heard all of us talking about this stuff for the last 5 minutes. Is there a time recently where you've kind of felt like a victim, where you've been in that mindset where your brain is telling you, this isn't good, this is bad, this happened, and you start to spiral? Have you had a circumstance like that recently? Because it's totally normal. I do all the time. It's just the process of how you beat it. Can you tell us something like that?
Yeah, I mean, I loved what you said about how we see life through such a polarized lens, right? Either something's good or bad. And like, especially in the wealth management space where everything is out of your control, right? It's just, you're relying on the markets. And there was a time last year where it was earlier last year, 2 good friends of mine were starting a wealth management firm, and markets were extremely volatile due to, I believe, geopolitical uncertainties. And everyone was freaking out. We just started this firm, market's doing bad. All these clients are feeling a little chaotic, right, with everything that's going on. And we sent an email out, essentially like hit the nail on the head. Like, we don't see this as a good or a bad thing. We see this as an opportunity to grow. We see this as an opportunity to buy. We see this as an opportunity to invest in the private markets because it is a little less volatile in these areas. And because of that realization, because that one specific example is the largest catalyst to why I don't see life as through a polarized lens anymore. It's more like this life is happening for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you touched on it also, right? Like, entrepreneurialism is like a mirror, and it is one of the most like spiritual journeys you could kind of go on, because you are your business and your thoughts and the way you react. So you need to be extremely aware and mindful of how you're navigating these situations and what energy and intention you're bringing in to these situations.
Mm-hmm.
So if that answers your question.
Go ahead, Debra. No, I think it does. And that's, again, one of those mindsets where you have to stop and go, okay, is the sky falling, or where is the opportunity here? And It's almost like that's the opposite, right? So when everybody thinks that the sky is falling, what is the opposite of that? The sky isn't falling. This is a great time to buy.
Yeah.
Everything is low right now.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Well, you may have that may be a fear. This is the time to buy because it's gonna rebound. Why wait until it rebounds to buy?
I'm having the thought of 2008. I don't know if you were born yet, but
That would make him 21 years old.
Yeah.
19.
He looks so young.
I think he was born then.
Yeah.
I was not that young.
It makes me think of 2008 because I was married at the time, and we had a thriving multi-location jewelry business, sold Rolex and high-end things. And we lived in Hinsdale, a very wealthy town in Chicago, and many of the people were involved in the financial world, and they lost almost everything. Their houses were on the market. There were divorces happening. And my former husband at the time actually was fired from a family business that he had. That's the only thing he knew, and he was flipping out. And I was watching all this happen. And as he created a desk in our extra big closet to figure out what the heck he was going to do. We had 2 small children at the time. I'm homeschooling them, and I had some consulting work with family businesses. And I thought, this is the perfect opportunity, because Lyft and Uber created perfect opportunities out of doing something different. Airbnb doing something. And I thought, how can we do this the opposite? And we started very discreetly going into people's homes in Hinsdale and buying their jewelry, their antiques, their valuables at a very healthy price for everyone, where they felt honored and blessed, and we felt honored and blessed. And it just spread like wildfire. People were calling us from all over because we built trust with people, and it became a nationally known thing. We were on the front cover of Crane Chicago, the Tribune several times, ABC, NBC, Fox National came to our one of our events, and we ended up growing standalone stores, the opposite of that, and became millionaires like in 3 months. And it was because we just I thought, how can we do the opposite to support people and support our business? What needs to happen here instead of doing the same old, same old? And so if you're in the wealth world, right, we've worked mostly in wealth management. It is it is so beautiful to think, how is this for us? How can we look at this differently? And how can we be a game changer for our clients, for our business? Let's get super curious around this.
That's a perfect example of finding opportunity in a quote unquote chaotic time in this world, you know?
Well, I think a lot of people, when COVID happened in my world, the restaurant world, you know, I started my other podcast because everything's closing and what do we do? And I've always said we got to find out the real leaders in the industry during the pandemic, because there wasn't a book that was called How to Lead Your Restaurant Through a Pandemic. That wasn't there. And so we got to see the people who really led. You get to kind of like weeded out all of the faking people, like the people that stepped up and led this industry through the pandemic. And some people changed their entire model. And it, to this day, like they'll look at the pandemic as the best thing that ever happened to their business because it forced them to step outside of the daily grind of what they were doing, reassess and make the necessary adjustments. And, you know, I mean, Nikki's Coal Fired is a great example in the Nations here in Nashville. They went from a full service model to a quick service kind of fast casual model, same food, everything, but just without all the staff and they got rid of tipping altogether, like, and all the things. And they're like happier than they've ever been.
Love it.
And there's so many people out there that have done that. And it's just hey, this, who we all thought was really bad, turned out to be something that was a game changer. And that's one of those things. It's not good. It's not bad. What part do I play in a result that I don't want? And I think a lot of people got home from working during the pandemic and went, we're not happy. What do we, I don't like the result that we're getting. We're forced. It's funny because the pandemic forced people to sit with themselves.
And their families.
For
once.
Yeah.
I mean, but like,
yeah.
Why do we need a pandemic to force us to do that?
It's a big wake up.
Today, you can do that without a pandemic.
Yes.
Like whatever you're stuck in right now, stop, take those breaths. Is the opposite true? What can we do differently? And what results am I getting that I don't want? Every day we tend to get these results we don't want, and we keep doing it every day because I'm too tired to change it.
What's Einstein's the problem that we cannot create a new problem from the thought that created it, or I'm botching his words, but the thought that brought us our problems, the same thinking is not going to bring us a new solution. We must think differently. We must see things differently in order to get a new result. But what do people do? They do more of the same thing over and over again, which Einstein also says is the recipe for insanity, right? So I love that we're having this conversation. So will you close us out today and tell us, now that you're all lit up, what are you going to do when you leave here? Like what's the new thought or the new direction or the opportunity right now that you want to create for yourself today?
Could I go back to Brandon's statement?
Yeah, of course.
Because it got me excited for a second, because I know everyone's talking about AI. And can you apply that concept of what COVID did to the restaurant industry to what AI is doing now to pretty much all industries, right? Where it's kind of weeding out the people that are too reliant on AI, or like people that are too reliant on AI to do their jobs will be replaced by AI, right? And people that are creative enough to be like, we're in this time, how could I use this as a tool, or how could I be more creative? Like, I think creativity is going to be the largest moat for humanity and individuals. And like, how can we use this concept of like a changing environment to change ourselves so that for the betterment of our company, right? So it's going to it's essentially like a weeding out also, if that makes sense. If you find the synergies between the two there.
I do. I immediately heard that, and I heard there's like two camps, right? There's one camp that says AI is a game changer and it's going to be the greatest thing in the world. And there's another camp that's like, this is terrible. It's taking all the water and this is the worst thing in the world. And it's like, I don't, it's not going away. How can you best utilize? I mean, there's a total mindset you have to have here, and you can, one is abundance and one is fear. Which one are you going to take?
It's requiring, so AI is not conscious. And so it requires conscious leadership. And for executives to be conscious and aware of, this is a tool, and they are more than a tool. and to question it, right? I have Claude and it always says, check to see if this is true. That's what it says in there. It says it there, check to see if this is true. Now, if you are not a conscious, aware person and you aren't checking your beliefs, right? Because AI is going to tell you stuff, but it might not be true. And that's what it says. So it comes right back to, how could this be? How could the opposite be true? I want you questioning, even if it's AI, you got to question. And it's requiring us to step into leadership. Because if we allow AI to run us, that we're going to run amok. We are still the runners, the owners of ourselves and what we want to believe about it, and question it, and question all of it. It's interesting that you bring that up, because the 20-year-olds, my daughter is a superpower in DC and fighting big tech. And she's like, will not use AI. And she tells me not to use it. So I think that the middle to older generation are like, it's this pendulum swung to one side. It's AI, we got to use it. And then we're having the younger, early 20-somethings saying no. And I think it's going to land somewhere in the middle. And I think it goes along with the pandemic that you brought up. Like, everyone's like goes one way and gets caught up in it. And now we're finding like, okay, vaccinations probably weren't the best thing. And there's a lot of fallout and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, think for yourself, guys. There's going to be a lot of things coming at you always. But you need to determine for yourself, where are you being led in that? Take responsibility to, what do you want to believe about it? How is this for you? And that's your decision. It's going to be different for everyone. And again, can we allow everyone to choose and not shame or blame them for being wrong or right? Can everyone have their own decision? Because that also happened in the pandemic. Like, there was a blame if you were or weren't getting vaccinated, right? Let's get out of blame and shame, and let's just be curious learners together. And how can we support each other in our decision making, right? I don't know where I went with that, but that's where I went.
Well, I think that education is important in understanding how to use. I love AI. I use it for a lot of different things, but it's because of my thought process and how I want to utilize AI. I'm not waking up in the morning saying, "Good morning, Chat GPT. How should my day go?"
Yeah.
I'm not letting it run my life.
Yeah.
But I like to record a podcast, and I'll record the actual. I'll transcribe it, and I'll throw it in ChatGPT and say, "Will you write my show notes for me?" Or I'll say, "How did I come across in this?" And it will. And I have changed my filters to no BS mentor mode, right? So I can change it to where it'll not be like, "I thought it was great, Brandon. You did it." It'll say, "Hi, you missed some opportunities," and it'll tell me every opportunity that I missed. And I'm constantly getting better when I talk to people and how to format conversations because of it. And I'm like, this is a great help, but I'm not utilizing it. Like, I love it. And I don't know, I mean, people are telling me don't use it, but it's like, I don't know. It's very, very helpful to me in my business, because it's me and one other guy.
Exactly.
And I need that other person.
Yeah. It's beautiful. Yeah. So again, how is it for you? Right. And you can decide, right? You get to decide.
You're using it as a tool.
Are you a fan of it? Do you use it?
Yeah, very bullish on it.
Okay, good. Me too. I'm very bullish on it.
Similar to you, like, I don't use it to control me. Like, I'm still the controller here.
100%.
But I'm using it to help myself elevate and my companies elevate. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can have it. I mean, there's a million prompts and things that AI will do that just saves me hours.
Exactly.
Spreadsheets and different things. Like, hey, combine these and put it in descending dollar and do this. And it's like, it took it 8 seconds. And I check it to make sure that it's right. But me checking it versus.
Yeah, you still got to do diligence.
I still have to do due diligence.
But at least you're not starting from scratch here.
No, it's a great tool.
Yeah.
Well, it's really good stuff. Syon, I have really enjoyed having you here. I know that just you have a really good positive energy. If somebody, we didn't talk about what you do a whole lot. We kind of get into the emotions and the acts of what we do as leaders. But give us like a 2-minute kind of, how do people reach out to you if they need your services, and exactly why somebody would call you, and how would people get a hold of you?
Yeah. So my services are very unique, like I said, in the wealth management space, but then I also work with a lot of startups, strategically advising and consulting, as well as connecting them to either capital partners or strategic partners to help their businesses grow. I would say the best way to reach me, am I allowed to just say my email?
Yeah. Whatever you want, man.
Yeah, it would just be investments@syon.capital.
That's SYON
Yes.
.capital.
.capital. Yes. And another way to reach me is also, we started this social community called Torch. And Torch is essentially a community for builders, entrepreneurs, and investors to come together and help each other build and grow with highly intentional conversations such as this one. And every Wednesday, 8 to 9 a.m., we have a kind of like a networking coffee at Glass House.
Nice.
Yeah, Glass House in Nashville.
Is that something that's like free to come to, or is there like subscription involved there?
I would reach out to me. The first couple are free, but like I said, it's a pretty trusting and vetted ecosystem. So we want to be highly intentional about the people we do bring in.
No,
but
I
if
love
they're
that.
listening to a podcast like this, I'm sure they belong.
Yeah. I've been, and I would like
Or
to come back.
hosting a
And
podcast like this?
yeah.
Exactly. Oh, you guys definitely belong.
I just want to give a plug for Torch. I've had the opportunity to visit one time, and it's really awesome. And I've met some really creative, brilliant people, and wonderful conversations. Yeah, I would love to go back. Anything else you want to close on?
One last shout out.
Yeah.
Sorry. Row Ventures. So Row Ventures is a company. Two of dear friends and partners of mine started out of Goldman Sachs. And that's, as I'm talking about my 3 pillars, this is where my consultation pillars falling under. We do like fractional CFO work as well as marketing, AI consultation. And then that's where my advising and consulting now falls under, as I'm trying to be more organized with structuring myself.
Love that.
And I believe the website is just row-ventures.com.
row-ventures.com.
I could send you the link if you want to.
Is it RO?
ROW.
ROW.
Yeah.
And if you want to get a hold of Syon, you would like to email him. It's investments, plural.
Yeah.
Investments at syon.capital.
Perfect.
And that's how you get a hold of him. If you want to learn more about Torch, you want to learn more about Row, you want to learn more about wealth management, any of the things, you just want to send him an email and say, dude, I heard you on Shut Up and Thrive and I loved it. Any of that would be great. Debra, plugs. You got any plugs?
I'm just thankful that you went there and you were brave and courageous to do your work on a podcast, because your braveness encouraged other people to be brave and see themselves. So thank you for going there with me and practicing. Any other plugs? Brandon, you're amazing. And I'm just can't wait to get out and see that deck out there eventually. I don't know. One day, it's not raining today, so that's cool.
Oh, but it rained last night. It has to be dry for 20. It rained last night.
It did rain last night?
15 minutes at 11 o'clock at night.
It did? Okay.
I know I have to watch this because it has to be dry for at least 24 hours because you can't paint over wet wood.
Okay, yeah.
It just locks in all that moisture and just ruins
and
it.
then rotting and yeah.
So I'm putting my kids to bed last night. I'm upstairs and Matthew, my 11-year-old, said, "Hey, it's raining." And I looked out the window and I was like, God,
Again, beautiful. We get to close this with what is in our control and what is not, and how is it for us, right? And I know, right? It's beautiful.
Well, it was great because I painted yesterday for like 4 hours. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to paint the floor tomorrow. I'm getting close. I'm getting close. I have to, and in my brain, I was like, I'm going to find 3 hours tomorrow afternoon, sometime to go to do this. And when it was raining like this, that frustration, but immediate was a calm because I went, oh, well, I guess I can work I can shift. I have so much more time now because that's part of my overwhelm because I feel like I need to get this done.
Yeah.
And I'm putting work aside so that I can finish this, so that I can focus on work. But now since I can't do anything out there today, I was like, oh, I can focus on work all day. It was a nice feeling.
I have the thought, how is God for you since he's in charge of the rain? He's thinking, Brandon needs a little break here.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
So I'm just thankful that we can have this time. Remember, guys, you are the superpower. So care for you, love yourself, be kind to yourself, give your thoughts that are loving and kind to you, and breathe deeply. And how is the opposite true? Breathe, even if you don't feel like breathing, breathe, and actually smile. I love smiling, even if you don't feel like it.
Syon, you can join us on this one if you like, because we're going to take us out right now. And we're
Okay.
going to say thank you for being here. Thank you,
Thank you
Debra,
both
for
having
your
me.
shining light of a self.
you.
And we will see you next time on Shut Up
And Thrive.
There you go.
Oh, my
Good
tempo's a
job.
little
I
off
like
there.
it.
Thank you guys. Wow, what a pick me up.